Dawn, I believe Asia was on the bench for about the first 5 minutes of the second quarter. Was that by design to kind of see how the rest of the team could play without her?
No, I mean, I have to pick and choose spots in which to give her a blow because I knew she would probably have to play the rest of the way, so I chose to do it at that point.
Coach, not that this is anything new to you, having such a short bench, but is there some concern that it seems without Asia on the floor that there's a lack of presence on both sides of the ball for this team?
Yeah, I mean, that's what she's been for us for 3.5 years now. When someone is as good as Asia, you're going to feel her, the void when she's off the floor. I mean, she has earned that, and obviously we're thin. We're thin and young, and that's what they're going to be. But I mean, we hung in there and took their best hit, and we handled it, and we won the game.
Coach, something I noticed in the second half. Just talk about the adjustments that you made with Asia. Of course, she sees, triple, sometimes quadruple teams in the paint, but I saw you put her in the high post and even out on the perimeter, I guess. Now that you are short, I guess, how creative now are you kind of like opening the playbook to put her and other people in different positions to be successful?
Right. Well, I mean, we've been here before. It's when we're able to play a bigger lineup, we can put Asia on the perimeter. I thought that the turning point to me in the game, and although Florida kept getting back in, it was, our adjustment at halftime, just going to a zone. I thought their man plays bothered us because they kept having us run around and around, and we get hung up on screens, and they got open looks. I just thought we just changed the tempo of how they wanted to play and just disrupted coming out of halftime. But Asia's going to be Asia. We're all going to have to play a big lineup because we're so thin at the guard position, but it's not anything that we haven't practiced. May not be good at it, but we've practiced it.
Coach, obviously you guys have had 20-plus win seasons for a while now, but how big is it for you guys to get past the 20-win mark with still a handful of games to go in the regular season?
Right now I think it's a great thing. I didn't realize that we just hit 20 wins. I'm looking for how we're playing, and if we're playing well, the wins are going to accumulate, and the big wins we'll be able to win the big wins, the big games. But it's great. I think we're a 20-win program, especially with having someone like Asia on the team. She can account for at least 10, and then we can scrap for the others. But certainly, we look forward to whatever it is the rest of the season has. I think we still have enough, and we can play a little bit more discipline and hit some more shots.
Dawn, you had to play with a thin bench during last year's run. Now you're going to have to do it again with Lindsay out. I mean, how much do you lean on your upperclassmen that were here last year to kind of tell the newer players it's just a bad hand that you've been dealt, but you got to get through it?
Yeah, I mean, we're a team in which we have to lean on Asia, and then when she gets exhausted, the next person that has experience is Danye, and she's really not used to being in that position. We have to do it by committee. Everybody just has to do their job. And when everybody can do their job, we will be a really good basketball team. But when someone doesn't do their job, it makes everybody have to do their job and somebody else's. And we're just not that sophisticated or good to be able to do that.
Talk about being thin and borderline exhausted at times. What was this week like? I mean, the three games and 6 days, being on the road, play Mississippi State, the hype around that, coming off of you. Like, how do you think your girls kind of handled these last 6 days?
I thought we were a little tired against Alabama, but I thought we were pretty good today. I thought we got rejuvenated. I think it helped, to have the U.S. national team here so they can see. And I talked to them a little bit about that after this game, in which, our players get so dejected if they miss a shot, or if they turn the ball over. And I'm like, did you ever see that happen this weekend, with those players? They turn the page quickly because they know the game is so fast. You can get it back. Those players are looking for opportunity for momentum. And if you don't, if you're holding serve, no one can get momentum. I just think our players need to be a lot more self-confident, because if they're trying to reach that level and one play changes their body language, their whole appearance on the game, it's going to be tough to play at that level with that kind of outlook.
Dawn, with Tide, we started to see last year in the SEC tournament how she was realizing she could be a big moment player, and there were moments in this game where you knew she was like, okay, I'm going to take the initiative here. How important is that going to be for the rest of the season, really?
That's huge. Not even the rest of the season, the rest of her career. She's at a point where she's got to shoot the ball, and I told her, because she was one of them that had the bad body language because she was missing shots. So I told her to keep shooting, stay confident, because if she stopped shooting when she was 2 for 9 from the floor, we lose this game. And I want her to shoulder, her not taking shots, If you take good shots, they're bound to go in because those are places in which you're familiar, and that's what she did.
Coach, what was that moment like with Lindsay when you realized that their season's going to end, being a graduate transfer as well, too, and her knowing already how thin the team is? What was that like? How tough was it?
It's sad, because for someone who is a good character kid, and I know some bozos, that probably don't approach the game like she does, that probably should sit out and watch it a little bit. But Lindsay's not that type of kid. She's a great kid. She's a great locker room kid. She's a great person. For her to end her career that way in practice, trying to help our team win, I think the basketball guys got it wrong. But, maybe somewhere down the line, this is something positive will come out of it. I just don't know what to tell her at this time.
Second game in a row, you've had trouble closing out with a lead late. Is it just fatigue, or is there something else that needs to happen at the end of the games?
We're playing great competition. I mean, you can't take that away. This is the SEC, where if you don't look at the records, we're gonna struggle to win each and every night. And for us to beat a team like that, that's a really good basketball team. They really are. They run some great stuff. But I think just sometimes teams have the, better day. And fortunately for us, that's us today.
Anything else for Coach? Thank you.
Thank you.